Having your tour now, which is probably the first one after the birth of your daughter.
Yeah.
How does it feel for you then going on tour when she's at home?
It's pretty difficult, yeah, because it's all really new still. So she's changing all the time. So when I go away and I come back, she's totally different to how she was when I left. It is hard, but I mean, I haven't really got a choice at the moment. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing something else. And I'd still have to work away. So I just kind of think, while you got the work and while you're hot, take the work, you know. But yeah, it is difficult, but it'll be easier next year because she'll be a little bit older and I can fly her out and bring her out to the shows as well.
Did you sometimes think that, I mean, actually the career came very quick in a way, and then 2007 you played in front of Prince Charles.
Yeah.
What is that glamorous, first thing, and what does that mean for an Englishman to be? Does it have any meaning? I mean, we don't have a king, so I don't know.
No, well, yeah, it's a big deal. Meeting the royal family, yeah, definitely. But it's not a bigger deal. It's not as a bigger deal to me, meeting the royal family as it is meeting people that I've been inspired by. You know, that's more of a bigger deal to me than meeting the royal family. I mean, it was great, but I prefer meeting people who have inspired me in some way. Like I met Stevie Wonder, and I met Rod Stewart, and people really cool, like legends, and that's always more enjoyable for me. But it can be glamorous, but a lot of the time it's not. It's not glamorous at all. It's hard work, actually. I really underestimated how much I'm sure somebody lied to me because, they were like, you'll be able to play music for a living. And you're gonna love it and get paid to sing, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then and then you actually find out it is really hard work, and you don't get a lot of time off, and you don't really have hours. You just live it all the time. So it's not really that glamorous.
I think it's quite funny because on the one hand you're like, you have the company of very many people, you've got always stuff around you, you've got your bandmates, but on the other hand, I think sometimes that when you are coming along with so many people, that doesn't make you feel less lonely, does it? Or do you sometimes?
I know, yeah. I mean, I think, I'm lucky. I've got a lot of good people around me. Like, my band are really nice guys, and all my crew and my managers. So they're all really nice people. And I've got my band and some of the crew are like friends to me, definitely. But it's definitely, you miss people that have known you for a long time. Yeah, you miss your proper friends and your family that that have known you for years. But I mean, it does get lonely sometimes because you're just cooped up in hotel rooms a lot of the time, or you're waiting around to do stuff. But no, I think it kind of, when you get the time off, you have to try and make up for it when you see your family. But that's part of the job.
Is there any special situation that you think, for example, I don't know because I don't have a clue about music, I cannot play any instrument, but if you come, for example, from stage, might this be a moment that you really miss people, or that you like to have other people around you? Was there any specific situation that you...
Yeah, I mean, like when, when you get to go to... I went to Malaysia to do a gig. And I got back to the hotel and looked out the window, and it was just the most beautiful view. And I really wished I had a family member there with me to see it, Like, there's times like that when you experience really beautiful places, or you're out having a drink and you wish your kind of mates and your family were there to enjoy it with you. That's the main time that I kind of miss my family. I can handle being on my own, and sometimes, you want them there when you need someone to talk to. But a lot of the time it's just because I want them to see what I'm seeing and experience it with me. Because when I get home, I feel like I can't really talk about it, because some of them work in jobs that they hate. And if I go home and I'm like, I've been to LA and I went to this music award thing and it was great, and then I played a gig, and they'll be a bit like, all right. So you have to be careful with, like, you have to kind of leave it separate, which is a shame. But yeah, that's the main reason why I'd like to bring family out, so that they could experience it with me. But I have done it in the past, but it is hard, because I'll be the one paying for all their flights and sorting all their, what's happening, James, and I'd have to sort it all out for them, and it is a mission doing that while I've got my head into work mode. So, but I'll try and do it next year.
And what sort of topics that you have, like psychological or personal topics, come into your songs then?
A lot of it is about kind of people that I know. I've got songs on the album. I've got a song on there for my sister. She was like going through a hard time at the time in relationships and in life in general. So I wrote her a song. I wrote a song about looking back at your childhood, and I felt like I had to grow up really quick when I was younger. And that song's all about that, and I just had a kid, so the last part of the song is kind of for my daughter to say, don't grow up too quick, hold on to your youth and stay as young as you can, for as long as you can, and enjoy it. So that's all about things and people that I know, and there's a song on there called Precious Love, which is all about me realising that I've got something that's really special with my girlfriend, and if I didn't have that, I'd probably be gone mad by now. Because that's it. Everyone needs something stable in their life, and this lifestyle, being on the road, you haven't really got anything that's stable. Really, you're always on the move. You never really know what you're going to be doing next. You can't book any amounts of time off to kind of do stuff with family because you're always busy. So it's all about kind of family members and how I feel in my relationship, and a lot of what I felt while I was away.
Would you say that you're sort of a very sensitive person, or melancholic?
I can be. I'm most of the time I'm pretty upbeat actually. I think I'm quite positive about things. But yeah, like anyone, I can have periods where I think the world's screwed, man. I'm lonely, and but most of the time I'm really positive. Yeah, I think you have to be.
Yeah. But I don't know whether I would have thought this when I watched your Broken Strings and the video clips. That are sort of making a very sort of lonely and melancholy atmosphere. Like there's somebody sitting in his hotel room.
Yeah, well that was definitely reflective of what I've been through, because that's all you do that a lot of the time you are spent in a hotel room. And I thought that was a true reflection of what it's like to be away, and you do end up thinking, maybe it's not going to work, because you don't see that person for like 6, 8 weeks, 2 months at a time. So sometimes it can feel like it's all over because you haven't got anything to remind you that it's not. But I think a lot of people in the beginning definitely thought I was going to be just all depressed and like. But I think that's just like that's to do with your inner feelings. That's how you get those feelings out in a way. It is by writing songs about them.
Would you say that sort of melancholy or sensitive persons are sort of the better songwriters? I was just thinking about sort of Radiohead or things like this. That's not always.
I'd say so. I'd say for songs that reach you in a way. That runs with you, that runs deep. I would say the majority of songwriters that are great at that are people that, to be honest, most musicians in general, most artists, whether it's poetry writers, whether it's painters, they are very, they flip from being really up and really down. And I think that's a definite common trait between artists in general, I think. And I definitely feel that. One day I can be really up. Next day I'll be down like the world's shit. But that comes with a job, yeah.
Is there anything you would like to change now? Like if you have a choice, and if you might have, I was thinking, if you have, for example, sort of a job at a bank or something like this, then you really have the family around you. This might be the positive thing, but is there an opportunity really?
If I was gonna pick a normal job. Oh, that's hard, man. I don't think I could. I'd still want to play music. I would. Even if I didn't have a deal, I would still be trying to get gigs in pubs. That's what I do. I can't do anything else. You know, if I don't play music, I mean, I used to fit carpets, and I used to paint, and I used to think maybe I'll get my own business, and because my dad's a painter and decorator, so that was an option. But yeah, I just always thought, you know, whatever happens, I've got to try and get a career in music, you know, because that's the only thing that I enjoyed as much as I do.
That would have been funny about doing your own business.
I know. Well, you got to think about these things when you're not signed, and because I mean, you know, I always got gigs, but it's just really hard. I mean, I was never really good at advertising myself, you know. I was always like, you know, really shy and like, hi, I play music, and they're like, yeah, right, mate, whatever. They kind of just tell me to get out, but I was lucky, you know.
And are you then on the other side sometimes afraid to get sort of posh, like if everything might be glamorous and you just have to make it like this and somebody brings you a towel or a drink or whatever?
I try not to rely on too many people too much, to be honest. I'm quite independent, and I don't like all that stuff. I like to feel like I'm you know, I'm doing my bit. You know, sometimes when the guys are like setting up all the gear and that, I'll say, oh, do you want me to give you a hand? And they're like, whatever, mate. Get out of the way, you know. But no, I don't like people kind of doing everything for me and being pampered. I'm not used to that. I never had that when I was a kid, so I don't really expect to have it now. I mean, people do try and do it as well. You know, they just want to do nice things for you, and you know, they're like, oh, you've come all the way here, we want to give you this. And you're like, it's all right, don't worry. You know, I had one guy and he was like, you want some food? And I was like, no, I'm fine. He was like, a sandwich? And I was like, no, mate, just chill out. It's fine. I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. And he was like flapping. But no, I'm pretty independent. I don't like being fussed over too much. And it is easy to get into that way in this business. I know a lot of musicians who expect everything to be done for them. Like, what time are we leaving? They're like, well, you should know, you know. But yeah, I don't like all that.
But I think really sometimes it's really sort of quick coming to you that you're sort of getting those attitudes and you just get used to it, that everybody's just there for you. So.
Yeah, well, I think there's on the one day where you've got to sort your own stuff out, you'll be screwed if you're used to people sorting stuff out for you. So I always like to try and at least, you know, keep a rough kind of watch on what people are doing for me and how much I can do for myself.